How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I'm your host, Faze Crypto, and Ripple XRP. Is Ripple XRP going for the Triple Crown in 2013? And what does Ripple need to accomplish between now and then in order to actively achieve the complete world domination of the cryptocurrency space, which I think is within reach of Ripple, probably more so than plenty of people would like to admit. Now, whether or not XRP is a gift or a curse, whether you're going to criticize XRP for being basically establishment, the banker crypto, the issue between decentralized and centralization, the various issues that revolve around the traditional cryptocurrency philosophy, that sort of Satoshi Nakamoto basic thing that people would talk about when bringing up a lot of these different valid criticisms about Ripple. But this isn't going to be a video where we're going to criticize Ripple, or even I'm going to attempt to not give it any praise as well. This video is basically intended to highlight the things that Ripple needs to do in order to solidify that Triple Crown. Now, when we talk about industry partnerships, this is huge. We talk about Coinbase. That's as much as people don't want to talk about Coinbase. People don't want to give Coinbase its day in the sun. I think Coinbase would be a huge step forward for Ripple, almost breaking past some of the final barriers that are going to stand in Ripple's way when it tries to basically be the dominant crypto in the space. So a lot of our favorite cryptos have received a early Christmas present, and XRP among them. And I think XRP's all set and ready to go for 2019. We could see Ripple getting this attention from Forbes list of all places. Now, of course, this recent spurt of seeing the cryptos all of a sudden having a good time, heading up in the green, has essentially caused a lot of these random news articles to sort of come out of the woodwork, that Forbes list being among them. And when Forbes basically gives this attention to a particular cryptocurrency, I listen. Now, I know this channel might seem to be turning into an XRP fan page, more so than sort of looking at all the different cryptos lately, but that's just because there's so many interesting things going on with XRP. Now, I don't mean to basically alienate the people who want to listen to me talk about the other cryptocurrencies on here, but there are so many interesting developments that have been happening with XRP in such a short amount of time that it's really impossible to talk about cryptocurrency without mentioning a lot of these different Ripple to enjoy major adoption in 40 additional countries. I mean, all this type of stuff, it seems to me, it reeks of basic mass adoption and this sort of tendency. I think that when we see the cryptocurrency and this sort of retribution of the space, basically the reputation getting back to where it was, I'm not going to speak too soon here. I'm not going to say that in 2019 we can say for sure whether or not cryptocurrency is going to have a repeat of what happened in 2017, or if it's going to look more like what we've been recently experiencing and we're finally getting out of as far as 2018 has treated us. But then again, what I want to talk about right now is basically going to be a lot of the intricacies, a lot of these different variables that are happening behind the scenes, and I think that XRP has it basically has a good setup moving forward for 2019. Probably one of the more enviable basic spots it occupies in the cryptocurrency universe as things continue to move forward. And I still hold true to my prediction that XRP remains one of the key catalysts for the #1 position. If any cryptocurrency was going to overtake Bitcoin, I would say that XRP is definitely in the running, if not the sole crypto that would probably be the one to take the crown. Now, not to say that Bitcoin's crown is up for taking just yet. yet, I mean, Bitcoin's receiving that same sort of retribution that's been gifted to all the different cryptos, in particular in the top few 100 spots. But we still have Monacoin, the top performer at the time of making this video, up almost 50%. So definitely some people feeling that Christmas spirit pretty early. And we're going to be making basically a marathon of videos that's going to be exploring a lot of the different cryptos that we're witnessing really taking off in this time. But I think XRP is definitely an interesting one to lead off with. So without any further ado, we've seen a lot of these different things happening in the background as far as the attention that Ripple has been getting. As much as I'm hesitant to say it, it does very much look like the establishment wants Ripple XRP to be the crypto standard. I think that all the variables are in alignment, and anybody who's paying attention can see the bigger picture that these things are happening. Now, one thing that's not necessarily a big picture sort of thing, but it's Coinbase. And I think that this is also, I mean, I sort of contradict myself because it is big picture. It's just not as big. Coinbase isn't the only game in town anymore, so to speak. But I think the Coinbase could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to speak, as far as the opening the floodgates for Ripple XRP to be a catalyst for a huge new market that's definitely going to see its day in the sun as the cryptocurrency space continues to get up and running. When it gets its wings, goes and flies and goes to the moon, so to speak. So Coinbase moves $5 billion in crypto. Coinbase gets aggressive with crypto listings. Coinbase is dropped. I mean, all this stuff happening within the past couple of hours. Coinbase making some critical moves, which I think definitely are an indication that Coinbase is moving towards something big. Now, when we talk about Coinbase, I know a lot of people outside of the United States probably are sick of hearing us talk about Coinbase, but Coinbase really is critical for that United States market. And I think that that's going to be, like I said, the straw that breaks the camel's back when we look at where XRP is going to be headed in the future. That sort of convenience aspect of things, from a consumer perspective, I think that it goes without saying that Coinbase could be a huge critical variable in getting XRP to that position where it could pretty much overtake and become a key significant variable in the overall context of the cryptocurrency world that's actually happening right in front of us. But now, obviously, I'm going to give voice to some of these criticisms of XRP as well, because for the sake of being biased in this video, the highly centralized XRP, a contagion, not a cryptocurrency. I think that this article right here definitely needs to be given some attention. I don't want to just sit here and be a fanboy of XRP. I'm not going to call it a shit coin, but then again, I'm going to call it a shit coin. I mean, it might be a shit coin, but then again, it's probably going to be the shit coin that we're going to have to deal with as far as cryptocurrency moves forward. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I guess it's for you to say. I mean, whether or not you subscribe to one philosophy about the future of cryptocurrency, or if you just want to fill your bags, hop on the bull run and make money, it's essentially user perspective. But as far as seeing these things go, I mean, my personal opinion is I just want to be strapped in when these things go to town. But all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys follow us on Twitter. It's at CryptoTuber. And all that being said, I mean, it is an interesting thing that we're seeing developing every single day. Cryptocurrency does posit a major paradigm shift that's happening across the board on so many different levels, and it's very difficult to keep up to date with all these different developments and news items that are happening every day. So we definitely encourage you guys to reach out with us on Twitter, comment down below letting us know what you guys think. Always interesting in hearing what your guys' opinion is. And a lot of the recent votes that we've been putting out, it appears that Ripple XRP tends to be the fan favorite. It tends to be the people's choice when we ask what you guys want to vote for. A lot of votes tend to go towards the XRP direction. If that's any indication, I think it's always interesting to gather opinions opinions from various different sources, and you guys are a valid one. But yeah, as far as things go, I mean, my opinion on Ripple XRP is fundamentally positive. Now, would I like to see Ripple overtake Bitcoin? Personally, I don't think so. But I mean, this was also an interesting tweet right here by John McCafe. Bitcoin at 3,850, tide may be turning, altcoins accelerating even faster. Today's winner is Skycoin. This is 6 hours ago, up 45%. My Skycoin tattoo was prophetic. I don't have John McCafe as a Skycoin. Obviously, this is a quote, but to make, it takes time, but the coins I choose eventually tend to win. Keep your fingers crossed, folks. Interesting tweet right there by Mr. McCafe. But yeah, so as far as these things go, now Italian still profiting from Bitcoin mining despite market crash. So things tend to be tapering around. I mean, for people who are going to call Bitcoin a bubble, I don't think that they necessarily understand exactly what Bitcoin is, but that's not the topic of this video at all, so we won't go into that. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. Nonetheless, I think this has been a great time for us to basically expand on a lot of these different variables that are happening behind the scenes. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, and of course, stay relevant, everybody. And remember, I'm not your dad. This video is obviously not advice or anything like that. It's just one man's humble opinion. And of course, in the interest of sharing different opinions, I'm going to be including a link to this video right here by Working Money channel, which has given us a great perspective about this Forbes list article and how it ties in with the current reputation that XRP has been developing for itself. Also, he gives an interesting prognostication about what we can be expecting to be seeing as far as the developments of these different rudimentary altcoins as far as things continue to move forward. And I think it's a very interesting time to be speculating on what's going to happen with Ripple XRP in particular with the current time. But also, I wouldn't get too used to the green. Obviously, we could just see the huge decimation. Lightning could strike, and cryptocurrency, I mean, Bitcoin could still drop down to 2,900 overnight. All the volatility aspects are still there. You have to understand the international variables that come together that give us the current space and how it's currently acting. But then again, that's a topic for another video as well. All that being said, I think I've illustrated a lot of valid points that I was trying to really excited about getting across, and hope you guys have enjoyed them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.